All right, a couple of announcements. First of all, next Monday is your journal test, and I want to briefly talk about what journal tests will look like. Journal tests, all of the journal videos will be gone off of Teams, and you won't have access to them anymore, so be sure you copy your journal down. But it may have a question that says something like, on page 8, we did question 5.512 times 10 to the 7th. What did we show that answer was? And so you'd have to put that. Or we may put on page 7. We wrote, scientific notation must include, and then there was a blank. What did we say it included? It may say, my exponent tells me blank, blank to move my blank, or something like that. But it'll be fill in the blank. It'll have questions based on your notes. And I realize y'all's is handwritten, so I do write the questions based on the handwritten notes, not based on the in-class one. But I wanted to just let you know you have till next Monday to get that done, okay? All of my videos are still posted in the assignments, so if you need or are missing a page, please take care of that ASAP. All right, on your grade sheet, you need to add warm-up 9/8. You need to add homework types of numbers. You need to add test 1 and vocab 1. My goal is today, or I might have been able to do it over the weekend, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to email you with your grades on each of these. The only one you might not get back is still these review questions. Don't worry, most of you are getting 100 on it. It was based on completion alone. Did you actually do every question? I just got the last person's recently, and it takes me a while to run the Scantrons and run through all the answers. So I'll be trying to work on that this week. I know it's been a long assignment, but it took me a while to get it from everyone. The rest of them, I'll send it to you. You can already access your test grade. It's written. Sometimes I forget to click the little box that lets me put the grade in the points box, so please read the comments also, because sometimes that's where it's at. But I'll send those to you. All right, so today's notes, we're learning something called MAD, and this is what my in-class learners are printing out and gluing down. If you want to print it out, you can, but you don't have to. I'm going to handwrite it just like you are. So we're going to start by writing MAD. And that stands for mean. So my M is mean. My A is absolute. And D is deviation. Okay, and the only word you probably know completely there is the word mean. So let's see, how do we find the mean? That's our next thing. Here are some results. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my Google on my phone. Sorry. So, how to find the mean. So, how to find the mean. If you're not watching the video, I'm hoping you're going to do this in class, but how to find the mean. So to find the mean, we add all the data and divide by how many numbers there are. And I want you to underline add and underline divide. So good, oh, I'm so sorry, that's off the screen. So good journal question may be on page 10, under how to find the mean, we underline 2 important words. What are those 2 words? All right, so we're going to do our step 1. We're going to come over as far to the left as possible. Step 1, find the mean. All right, and we're going to get a set of data, and that's what we're going to do. So we have this data, 5, 8, 12, 7, 3, 5. That's all of our data. So we're going to find the mean. And calculators are 100% encouraged on this. I am actually pulling out my phone calculator to use. In class, we do use a different kind of calculator that you already learned, but that's okay. So we're going to add those numbers up. So 5 plus 8 plus 12 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5. And then we divide by how many there are. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide by 6, sorry. And we get 6.6 repeating. We're just going to put 6.6. So our mean is 6.6. All right. So I'm going to draw a line. My step 2 is finding our absolute. So find how far each number is from the mean. Okay. I like using a table for this step. So, looking at this, we had a mean of 6.6. So, I'm going to create a table with each of those numbers. So, I have a 5, 8, 12, 7, 3, 5. 5, 8, 12. Okay. So I want to find out how far. So I'm going to find my difference from each of those. So 6.6, so I'm going to do 6.6 on my calculator minus 5. It is 1.6 away. Then I'm going to do 8 minus 6.6. It's 1.4 away. I always do the big number on these, so I have 12 and 6.6, so 12 minus 6.6, 5.4. 7 minus 6.6. What we're doing here is the word deviation, absolute, comes from absolute value. It's how far away it is from a point where it's a positive. And so normally we look at that point as how far away from 0 it is. So we're looking at how far the difference is from 0. So 6.6 minus 3 is 3.6. 6.6 minus 5 is 1.6. Okay, there's my step 2. Finish drawing my line out. Okay, and then I have my step 3 that I'm doing. Sorry, there was an interruption. So we have step 3. I'm sorry about that. This is where we find the mean of the differences. So find the mean of the differences. So we're going to find the mean of step 2. So our differences, so I'm going to write out my differences again. The differences were 1.6, 1.4, 5.4, 0.4, 3.6, and 1.6. Those are all my differences. Sorry, I write at an angle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the mean of those. So now I'm going to take my calculator, I'm going to add all of those up. So 1.6 plus 1.4 plus 5.4 plus 0.4 plus 3.6 plus 1.6. And then I'm going to divide that by how many there are. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So I got a total of 14. So I'm going to do 14 divided by 6. And we get 2.3 repeating. So we're just going to say 2.3. And that is what our MAD is. There are 3 letters there. M-A-D. So there's 3 separate steps. Mean, Then we find our differences, which I know it's an A, but differences, and then we find our mean again. All right, this was all on the right side of page 10. We're going to slide over to the left side of page 10, and we're going to do a couple of examples. I'm going to go ahead and write them, and then pause the video, and I want you to copy it down. So there's our data in step 1. So I want you to pause the video, write that stuff down. You should have it written down by now, so we're going to find the mean. So I'm going to add 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 10 plus 20. And I'm going to divide by how many there are. And in this case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do 60 divided by 5 divided by 5. 60 divided by 5 is 12. So my mean is 12. So now I want you to draw the table for step 2, and I want you to pause the video and push play once you have this written down. All right, you should have already written this down. So 5 is how far away from 12? 7. How far away is 10 from 12? 2. How far away is 12 from 15? 3. How far away is 10 from 12? 2. How far is 12 from 20? 8. Okay. If you're confused on this, 20 to 12. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 8 away. All right, so now I want you to write down step 3, and we're going to calculate the mad. So now we're going to take these averages, or those differences, sorry, and I'm going to add all those up together. So 7 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8. And I get 22. I'm going to divide it by how many I have. I have 5 of them. So 22 divided by 5. When I do 22 divided by 5, I get 4.4. So my mad is 4.4. All right. Let's look at another one. All right, so here's our second problem. I want you to pause the video to copy it down. Please copy it down. All right, so you should have already copied all this down by now and pushed play. So I'm going to start by finding the mean. I want you to pause the video now, and I want you to find the mean. And once you have found the mean, I want you to unpause the video so we can talk about the mean. So when I add all of those up, I get 36 divided by 6. My mean is 6. Now I want you to find how far each of those are for 6. So once you pause the video, and once you've done it, I want you to unpause the video. Push play. Hopefully you did this by yourself. The hardest one some people get tricked on is the 6. 6 is 0 away from 6, so that gets a little tricky. So now I want you, check your answers, and now I want you to find your mad. Now to find your mad, you add these and divide by how many there are. So I want you to pause the video and try it on your own. All right, when you add them up, you got 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2, so my mad is 2. All right, let's look at one more problem. And this one's not going to be as pretty. If you want to try it completely on your own, you can. Go ahead and pause it right now. Write down all this information. If you want to try it all the way by yourself, you can. If not, I will be walking you through. So pause, write down, and I want you to go ahead and calculate the mean. So you'll push play after you have found your mean. All right, when I add 70 plus 62 plus 81 plus 65 plus 74, and then divide by 5, I get 70.4. Now, those of you on some of your calculators, be sure you're pushing equals, then getting that sum, and then pushing the divide. Because if you push add all of these and divide all in one step, order of operations is going to have you divide by the 74 and then add those up. So just be sure you're finding that sum first before you divide. All right, I want you to find your differences, and I want you to push pause and push play when you have them all. Alright, so hopefully you found your differences. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Now I want you to pause the video, and I want you to find the mad. Okay, so you're going to add up all of these and divide by how many there are, and I want you to find the mad. I got a mad of 5.68. We'll practice math again tomorrow, but hopefully you got all of these notes down. If you have any questions, please send me a message, whether it's about your